A very good morning to all of you. This is the lecture number 18th for the subject Power System and 2. So, from the past few days, we are discussing regarding the underground cables. So, in today's topic, we will discuss the cables, underground cables for three-phase service. So, generally, we can say that underground cables are generally employed to deliver the three-phase power. Okay. So for the said purpose, either the three core cable or three single core cables are used to deliver the three-phase power. For the voltage rating up to 666 kV, three core cable, multi-core cable construction is preferred due to economic reasons. Okay. If the voltage exceeds beyond the 66 kV, the three core cable construction becomes too bulky and unwieldy. Therefore, single core cables are used instead of three different three core cables. So, from this, we can conclude that for the transfer of three phase power, uh, the cables used are distinguished according to the voltage ratings. So the voltage ratings up to 66 kV 3 core cables are used due to economic reasons. For the voltage ratings beyond 66 kV single core cables are used. So depending upon the voltage rating we are going to classify the cables. So cables, we can see that cables are classified according to the voltage ratings. So up to 11 kV, 3 core cables are used and these cables are known as belted cables. So for the voltage rating 22 to 66 kV, the category of cables used are screened cables, and for the voltage rating beyond 66 kV, the category of cables used are pressure cables. So these are the three categories of cables. Depending upon the voltage level, the cables are categorized, named as belted cable, screened cables, and pressure cables. Okay. So starting with the first case, belted cables for voltage ratings up to 11 kV. This category of cables are used, but in some extraordinary cases, the voltage rating may go up to 22 kV. So screened cables are used for voltage rating up to 33 kV, but for some extraordinary cases it may go up to 66 kV. But beyond 66 kV, the cables used are pressure cables. Okay. So we have to consider one thing, that with the increase in voltage level, the insulation level of the cables are going to be increased. That we are going to see in the following diagrams. सो जैसे जैसे वोल्टेज हमारी बढ़ेगी वैसे वैसे इंसुलेशन लेवल भी केबल्स का इंक्रीज करता जाएगा. दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी इन द फॉलोइंग डायग्राम्स फॉर द अंडरग्राउंड केबल्स. ठीक है. सो स्क्रीन केबल्स आर कैटेगराइज एज एच टाइप केबल्स एंड SL type cables. The SL stands for separate lead cables, and the H type cables is named after by its inventor, that is H. Hochstetter. H. Hochstetter. ठीक है. H type cables are named after its inventor name H. Hochstetter. ठीक है. So let us see what is there in the construction details for these two particular cables. So when we look at this particular figure, this is the example for the belted cables. This is the example for the belted cables which are used up to 22 kV ratings. So when we look at this cable, following things which you have to notice, that these are the three conductors for the cables: conductor 1, conductor 2, conductor 3. These are the three conductors, and insulation, separate insulation is provided to all the three conductors, or we can say that to all the three cores. The shape of the conductor is not circular, it is in this shape, so that maximum cross section area of the conductor must be utilized. So all the three conductors having their separate insulations of impregnated paper. So all the three core cables are insulated by a paper belt in the end. So the overall insulation is provided by the lead sheet. So there is one thing is common in underground cables. There are layers of insulation. We have to remember in which category of cable which layer of insulation is used. So in the final insulation layer, lead sheet is used. These are the metallic sheets used to provide the cable against soil erosion, atmospheric conditions, etc. Okay. So this construction is used for the rating of the voltage up to 22 kV. Okay. The final coating is of lead sheet. So while we look at the another category of cable, that is screened cables, we can see that in screened cables again there are three conductors, three cores used, which are separated by the paper insulation. The conducting belt is provided overall protection. So these cables are generally used for voltage greater than 33 kV and go up to 66 kV. So lead, after the lead sheet coating, there is coating of bedding. There is the coating of bedding, armoring, serving, armoring, bedding. So in the previous diagram, we had seen that the lead sheet is the last coating, but in this particular case, there are three coatings provided: bedding, armoring, and serving, in addition to the lead sheet. So in underground cables, as the voltage level are going to increase, the number of coatings are going to increase, because in underground cables, the big advantage of underground cable is its insulation property. So, but in the previous case, because of the uh, less voltage rating used, so that particular coating is sufficient. If the voltage levels go beyond that particular rating, so there may be the case of leakage current from the conductor to earth. Okay. So for the higher voltages, these more number of insulations are provided so that the cable can withstand the electrostatic stress between the three faces of the cable. So this construction is shown for H-type construction. It has the following disadvantage: the whole insulate, all the three conductors are covered with a thick layer of lead sheet. This is a metallic sheet, so it is very difficult to give a bend to this cable, or to give a turn to this particular category of cable. So in the SL type of cable, this is the last category. As the name suggests, the screened cables are categorized as H-type cables and SL-type cables. As the name suggests, these are the single leads cable. SL, the full form for SL is separate leads. So all the three conductors are covered with a lead covering. In all the above cases, lead cover, there is a thick cover of lead covering. So after the lead covering, cotton tape is after the lead covering. This is the lead covering, lead, lead, lead covering. After the lead covering, cotton tape is provided, then armoring is provided, then serving is provided. So due to the use of this cotton tape, we can easily, there is a big advantage for this particular SL type cable, sir. We can easily bend this cable to some extent, uh, so that the turns can be easily, cables can be easily laid down around the turns. So the another advantage uh, is another advantage is separate sheets are provided. Separate lead sheets or coverings are provided. So core to core breakdown is very rare in this particular case. There is no case of the leakage current because separate lead covers are provided. The big but in spite of there are two advantages. The major disadvantage in this particular type of cable is that the big disadvantage is that for this particular category of cable, that the three LEDs which are providing the advantage must be thinner in size, must be of thinner in size as compared to the H type cables. So greater care should be provided while manufacturing the SL type of cable, so that the problem of leakage current, which is generally expected, must be looked after. Thank you guys.